What is up, everyone? It's Wacko. Welcome you to week 8 of Triple SDL. This week we're up against John, who I think needs to win this game to make playoffs. Um, However, I'm not going to make it easy for him to make playoffs as I'm actually going for top seed, and I have to win the game to get top seed. I can win the game by any amount for top seed. Um, we're playing this game on a Tuesday night. This will probably be uploaded by like Wednesday. Um, so yeah, not John. Ryan hasn't played his game yet, so if he had lost, I could have went like the more meme route, but John and I wanted to play our games early, and I have to play him again today in SDS, which I have to prep for after this. But I wanted to record this to make sure I didn't forget. I've had a long fucking day already, and yeah, I'm just ready to be done, honestly. So, this week, we are up against Terra Sharpedo, Rotom Heat, Galarian Slowking, Primarina, Darkrai, and Mega Gallade. In the back, he had Terra Cradily, Dugtrio, and Skarmory. I was pretty certain that Skarmory would come for like Diggersby, for Florges, for Dhelmise, for Moon, for Mega Aggron. But you have to not bring Skarmory, and it kind of sucks because one of my sets was like pretty reliant on Skarmory. However, I still saw a few mons I could set up on with my Terra Diggersby. I guess I'll go into my Terra Diggersby set first. I'm actually Terra Normal this week with Return, Thunder Punch as just coverage, Agility, and Bulk Up. I'm actually running a weakness policy, so basically the idea is to bait in Slowking with like Thundurus and like U-turn on the Slowking or Baton Pass with Florges into Diggersby, and I was going to bait in Skarmory because I'm Terra Normal, and then I click Agility Bulk Up. He clicks Body Press because like look at my team with like the Aggron and Diggersby and Roaring Moon, like they're probably gonna bring a Skarmory with Body Press, right? Well, as you can see, there's no Skarmory with Body Press, so yeah. I guess without Skarmory, I don't need a weakness policy to win the game. Assuming there's no like choice scarfer, which Gallade can't be scarfed. Agility outspeeds +1 speed Sharpedo. Rotom Heat can't be scarfed. He'd have to click Trick Room with Slowking and so forth. So the only thing that can stop me is Scarf Darkrai. So yeah, our Roaring Moon, I guess I should go into the rest of my sets. So our Roaring Moon is Choice Band with Outrage, Scale Shot, Knockoff, and U-Turn. Reason I ran both Scale Shot and Outrage is because Scale Shot kind of allowed me to outspeed, like, say they brought Darkrai in, like I wasn't locked in to Outrage and Primarino's still alive, I could just click Scale Shot and then outspeed it the next turn and kill it. That was kind of the idea. I didn't really have another move I wanted to run. I guess I could have run like Iron Head maybe for Prim, but I was like, I don't really need it. I think maybe Roy Moon gets Thunder Fang, but I'm not sure. I wasn't really certain on locking in the Thunder Fang in general. I mostly just wanted to lock myself and then knock off on most of his things and just like pick off something and then switch out. Our Thundurus is Assault Vest. I've been pretty locked into Assault Vest Thundy last few weeks. It's been a really good set. Really reliable at stopping things from just winning, like a lot of the electric types, a lot of strong special attackers in general. So I'm like, yeah, Thundurus is probably just going to be Assault Vest. Can switch in on Rotom Heat, and I'm not going to care about like a Will-O-Wisp from Rotom Heat at all. Whereas Floor just can't really touch it. Roaring Moon doesn't want to get wisped. So Thundurus I thought was my best switch into Rotom Heat, and Assault Vest just kind of helped me against like Overheat, as well as Volt Absorb, not allowing him to pivot out. And Thundurus, with Rotom Heat in, gets pretty free damage off on a lot of things. I can just Volt Switch myself, as he's going to have to either Heart Switch or lock into like Overheat, which is just lowering his special attack. I figured he'd be like pretty specially defensive, Rotom Heat for Thundurus regardless, so yeah. Although he does have a Slow King, which I assume could have been like Assault Vest as well. Our Mega Aggron this week is, I think, Iron Head. No, it's Heavy Slam, Body Press, Stealth Rock, and Taunts or T-Wave. I think it might have just been Heavy Slam. Oh, I think I was Heavy Slam, Thunder Punch, Stealth Rock, and Taunt. Yeah, I think that makes sense. If it wasn't Taunt, it was T-Wave. But as you can tell, I obviously didn't click it because I don't remember what move I ran. That's like a very typical for me with a Mega Aggron lately. I just can't remember what moves I run on it. Anyways, our Florges is Shed Shell because I was prepping for Dugtrio. I have to be very specially defensive for Darkrai. I really want to go Covert Cloak for like the Sludge Bomb, but I was like, I can't really afford to do that, can I? So our set is Moonblast, Baton Pass, Synthesis, and Sleep Talk. In case he runs Hypnosis Darkrai, I can just Sleep Talk. If I get a Moonblast, I get a Moonblast. If I get a Baton Pass, I can Baton Pass into Roaring Moon, and I should be able to tank any hits. Because I wouldn't think he'd have enough coverage for... I didn't think he'd have the coverage to run, like, Hypnosis plus, like, Focus Blast or Ice Beam because you want Sludge Bomb for Florges. So, yeah. Our Dhelmise is actually coming off the bench since, like, week 2? And I don't even think it touched the field week 2. So our Dhelmise is going to do something this week with Power Whip, Shadow Claw, Rapid Spin, and Synthesis. This was my Dugtrio switch-in, assuming I could actually switch out. It's kind of only like a pivot from Florges into Dugtrio. Everything else can just kind of free pivot, and Mega Aggron can't really switch out, so... Or Diggersby. So it's kind of just like if Dugtrio becomes a problem, I have a Dhelmise with Colbur Berry. If he doesn't bring Dugtrio with like Sucker Punch, the Colbur Berry is useful for Darkrai and Sharpedo. So I figured I might as well just use it for that. And without further ado, I'm 7 fucking minutes into this already. Holy crap. I'm gonna start the game. He's gonna reveal to me that he's Terra Fighting Sharpedo, which was really scary actually because I was like, holy crap, Terra Fighting's a really good bring in to me because I don't have a switch in to like Liquidation, Crunch, Psychic Fangs, Close Combat, like that set of coverage. I guess Psychic Fangs in this matchup wouldn't matter, so like he could slot Protect probably, but I think he wants Psychic Fangs for like Infernape and Quillfish. Or Earthquake, I guess. Earthquake might be better. So I led with Roaring Moon. I was like, the only mon I'm scared of him leading is Sharpedo, which he actually leads with Slowking. I'm like, okay, I can click Knockoff. I'm Choice Band. If he's Colbur Berry, he's Colbur Berry. But if he's not Colbur Berry, then I just kill it. But if he wants to be like Colbur Berry, Ice Beam, like he doesn't really do much to me. And I just get like a free knockoff, and then like Primarina can't really switch in. It can switch in, but it takes so much chip from me, and like knocking off just means Dhelmise can switch in. So I was pretty safe clicking knockoff. I end up just killing the Slowking. Turn 1, I've never seen Slowking die turn 1. But it kind of reveals to him that I'm choice banded because or Black Glasses, I think, but Black Glasses was like a roll to kill, so he probably thinks I'm choice band. Which he is right. I am choice band Roaring Moon. And Roaring Moon actually gets his first KO of the fucking season for me, which is insane. 8 weeks in, like, it hasn't really done anything, but, you know, Roaring Moon is kind of a fraud. So I'm going to bring in Dhelmise on the Primarina as he clicks Moonblast. I take 44%. I'm like, okay, he's probably going to switch into Rotom Heat or something. I'm just going to Synthesis up because my health is kind of important on Dhelmise to be able to switch into Primarina. Like, Dhelmise isn't important in the matchup. If it dies, I'm not really too upset about it dying because what I brought it for didn't even come. But I did kind of see, like, he has 2 water types. I'm Colbur Berry. Moonblast didn't do over half, so I'm like, Dhelmise is pretty good in this matchup, and if he doesn't have, like, Triple Axle on Gallade, he is threatened by, like, Poltergeist, Shadow Claw anyways. So I figured keeping Dhelmise healthy was actually good for me because it looked good in the matchup. but like it didn't feel important, if that makes sense. But I'm gonna bring in Thunderous on the Rotom Heat as he tries to Volt Switch. I feel like everyone has tried Volt Switching on this Thunderous Therian. It's really funny. Like Sam did it, John did it.
You think you just
Who
fell out
else
of a
tried Volt
coconut
Switching on
tree?
this thing? I don't fucking remember. It might just be Sam and John that did it. But it's funny that it happened 2 weeks in a row. So Bink Boink is gonna come in. I'm gonna get it the Sludge Bomb. He's gonna reveal to me that he's very specially defensive Assault Vest, Rotom Heat. Overheat's gonna do 37, that's kind of a lot for an Assault Vest, not gonna lie. I'm gonna Volt Switch because I'm like, yeah, I can just go into Diggersby. Because he can't Volt Switch. He's probably gonna stay in because he's scared of Thunderous. And because he's Assault Vest, he's not Wisp. So I'm like, this is my opportunity to go Diggersby. I don't need health on Diggersby. I just need it to live one hit and get off an agility. And I'm like, I think I can just win right here. He's going to go into Gallade as I click agility. The reason I didn't Terrasilize just yet was because I was like, oh, he might forget I'm like actually a ground type. So if I don't Terra Normal right now, if he tries to Volt Switch, then I can click Bulk Up or agility again. I would probably click agility again because Return does just kill everything with Terra Normal at this point. However, because he went Gallade, I have to go for the KO. And Diggersby finally, like, it gets a kill for the first time in weeks. And he goes into Darkrai. He ends up being Scarf Focus Blast, which ends up landing. Focus Blast has been very accurate the last 2 weeks, I've noticed. I landed 3 versus Sam. 3 out of 3 versus Sam. John lands his Focus Blast here, so that's like 4 for 4 in SSSDL for me in the last 2 weeks. But because he's Scarf Darkrai, I can very easily go into Florges here, and I click Moonblast. I could have also went Dhelmise, I think. I should have probably went Dhelmise and clicked Focus Blast. Or not Focus Blast, and clicked Power Whip, because he was locked into Focus Blast. I definitely should have went into that, because like either way, nothing is gonna stay in. Like Rotom Heat is gonna come in if anything, but he ends up going Primarina, which is weird. I'm just gonna go back into Dhelmise as he clicks Toxic. I'm like, sure, whatever. They're gonna hard switch into Darkrai now as I Power Whip, which does a lot of damage. That's a lot of damage for like, this is no investment, by the way, on Dhelmise. I am like max HP, max special defense, and yeah. I end up switching into Florges because I'm like, yeah, he's gonna click Dark Pulse, I think. And he's Scarf locked. Like, if he wanted to click Sludge Bomb, sure. I felt like Dhelmise at this point was like, this Rotom Heat's getting kind of chipped down. Dhelmise can claim a KO if I can position it in again. And if he goes Rotom Heat, then he's taking a lot of poison damage as well as, like, you know. But I'm going to click Baton Pass. I'm going to predict him to switch into Rotom Heat. If it, like, Darkrai was not staying in, and I was like, yeah, I can just Baton Pass. Scarf Darkrai is, like, not a good set. It did get the kill in Diggersby, but it ended up not being, like, a good idea for him, I think. So I'm going to go into Roaring Moon. I'm like, yeah, you can go into your Prim or whatever, but I'm just going to click Knockoff. Roaring Moon gets its second KO of the season. Second KO of the game. I'm going to go into Dhelmise now. And now I'm like, okay. Dhelmise is the last mon on my team that isn't Masquerain. I'm not really counting Masquerain as like a member of my team because I kind of just drafted it for the extra like 2 points to like maybe scare someone with webs. Dhelmise is the last mon on my team that doesn't have a KO yet, and like it's done more in this game. It's done more this game than it has the entire season. So I want Dhelmise to do something. So you're going to bring in Sharpedo. He's going to click Protect to stall out some of the toxic damage. Just kind of stupid, but it's whatever. And then I think he goes into Primarina. He's going to sack off Primarina on the Power Whip. Luckily, I land. And now he's going to go into Darkrai. I'm like, okay. If he kills me with Dark Pulse, whatever. Florges can just kind of come in now. If he locks in a Dark Pulse. And even if he is Scarf Dark Pulse, I have a chance to live, I believe, because I'm specially defensive Colbur, and I can just kill it with Power Whip. However, he locks into Scarf Toxic. I'm like, hello, John. Like, what the fuck? He's gonna click Toxic again as I land Power Whip finally, and he's gonna, yeah, Dhelmise is gonna get knocked out by the poison. I could have maybe preserved. I could have probably preserved and just went to Forgis for the differential, but I was like, I want Dhelmise to get this KO. And I was a little bit scared of Florges getting chipped in case he was the set I was scared of on Sharpedo. So that's kind of more the reason I preserved Florges more. He's going to click Protect. I also want to go Thunderous, but I was like, he's just going to Terra Fighting and like live somehow. But he's going to click Destiny Bond. His Moonblast knocks him out, which means he's also going to get the knockout on my Florges. And it's going to be GG's. So yeah, good game to John. I end up getting the win, and he brought some very insane stuff like Scarf Toxic, Protect Destiny Bond. His other moves were Close Combat and Earthquake. Like he wasn't even running a stab. And mind you, Close Combat Earthquake does not touch Dhelmise at all, which is also insane. And it's like insane for me to like stay in with Dhelmise. He probably thought I would switch, but I'm like, nah, I'm Colbert. I'll just stay in and live. So like a very interesting prep on both sides. Like, I think not going back here. Why can't I skip turns? Was it like turn 15 maybe? Yeah, so I go hard Dhelmise on the Sharpedo because I was like, oh, he'll just protect. Like going Dhelmise on this thing was insane already, and then yeah, like it was just a weird matchup, I think. So yeah, GG's to John. I'm very happy that Dhelmise and Roaring Moon finally got their first KOs, and they both actually got 2 KOs in this game, which kind of put them on the board like a little bit before playoffs. The only other mon on my team that didn't do anything this season was Masquerain. I don't know if Masquerain will get its time to shine. I kind of just drafted Masquerain to like maybe force like Defog to come, but obviously John, like, he didn't bring Defog on anything, just kind of insane. Like if I did bring Webs, like I think Roaring Moon just kind of went in, but it's whatever. But yeah, with that said, I will see you guys for next week when I pick my playoffs opponent. I'm likely gonna pick someone new, and looking at the playoffs race, my options for like new coaches I haven't faced yet are like, I think Jaden and like a Bashta, but I can't pick a Bashta because a Bashta's in the top 4. Who else? It might be Jaden. I would probably do a run back with Squidbird if they make playoffs, but I'm not sure if they make playoffs. So I guess I'll have to see. I definitely don't want to pick Sam. I don't want to pick Sam for sure. I could pick Jaden because something new. Who else could I pick? I think pick Ystream again. I didn't really like my matchup versus Ystream. I didn't really like any of my matchups this season, but that's kind of how like my brain works. Is I don't like my matchups half the time, anyways, and then like it ends up being fine in the end. But some of the prep I brought for some of these coaches, like I definitely can't really do that again. So I have to be careful. And yeah, I will see you guys for next week. Thank you for watching.